I hope you brought sunscreen because Mega Charizard Y is about to bring the heat. How's it going, guys? My name is Just Weavile and welcome to my channel where we try to bring out the potential in every Pokemon available. Today's showcase is on Mega Charizard Y, a brutally powerful Mega Evolution introduced in Pokemon X and Y. With a massive base 159 special attack and a decent base 100 speed, this thing hits like a nuke. The moveset I'm running today is one that utilizes Mega Charizard Y's ability to set up the sun with drought. So we have Weather Ball, a solid base 100 fire type move when in the sun, Air Slash for flying stab, Solar Beams for hitting those bulky water and rock types, and finally Roost for recovery. A timid nature and maximum EVs in special attack and speed is all you need as well for hitting as hard and fast as possible. Are you looking for a place to talk teams, share battles, and level up your competitive game? Join the Pokemon Battle Hub Discord today. Links in the description and it's completely free to join. Alright, let's jump into the first battle and watch Mega Charizard set the battlefield ablaze. Okay, my opponents brought a pretty cool looking team. They've got the Dragonite, they've got the Zeraora, the Corviknight, Charizard could be X or Y, or it could be regular, Great Tusk, and Hisuian Zoroark. I love to see it. So I've actually been working on this team for a little while now. And it does pretty well, to be fair. Not too bad. So I think looking at this matchup, I'm going to lead off with Omastar straight away, just to get those Stealth Rocks up, because they're going to be really useful as they lead with the Charizard. So that's fine. I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock now. I don't see any reason not to. They are Charizard Y, which you guys know, and they go for a Solar Beam, which is obviously going to take us down to our Sash. So that's unfortunate. We have to lose our Sash. But we got the Rocks up, and that's the most important part. So if we assume they're going to go for something similar again, our best switch is probably our own Charizard, so I'm going to go into that now. As they go for a Flamethrower, which does half, which is terrifying. So my best bet here might be just to sack off Omastar. I should have just done that in the first place. Bit of a rookie error on my behalf, but it's fine. Let's sack off Omastar now. There we go. Let's sack off the Omastar to the Flamethrower from the Charizard Y. And we'll just go straight into Zeraora. And this is going to bait in the Great Tusk, so they kind of have to switch into Great Tusk here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to predict that. And I want to go into I Am Valiant. I really want to go into I Am Valiant. Or my own Charizard. I think I'll go into my own Charizard. So Charizard comes in. They switch out into Great Tusk, which is fantastic. Nice little predict on my behalf there. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am going to ignore it says Terrestrialization. It's something to do with the thing. I'm Mega Evolving into Charizard Y. So I'm going to go for my own Weather Ball right now. They did stay in, interestingly enough, and they do go down to said Weather Ball, which is fantastic. So the sunlight does fade, but if they bring in their own Charizard here, we reset that. They actually bring Zeraora in, which is exactly what I did to them, so that's fair. Claydol's my best switch in, so I'm going to go into it. If they do predict this, then so be it, but it's fine because now looking at their team, other than this thing, nothing else really wants to take a Plasma Fist from Zeraora. I think Zeraora might be the wink on here, but Charizard Y did something at least, took out the Great Tusk, which is always great. And they go for a close combat there, which definitely would have hurt. They probably predicted the Zeraora to come in to get the Volt Absorb, but this was also equally a good choice, so looking at their team, I would say we should go for a Future Sight here. They go for a Throat Chop, which is going to damage them from the Rocky Helmet, but it does a bit more damage than I would have liked. So now I'm just going to go for an Nerf Power. I'll probably die here. I do. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. So we know they have close combat, their Throat Chop. They definitely have Plasma Fists. I think my best bet's probably I Am Valiant here. I know we can take a hit from this thing, no problem. And it might bring in... I think I go for a knockoff. I'm going to go for a knockoff. There's the Plasma Fist. We should be able to live that, no problem. Yeah, there we go. And we go for a knockoff, which does take out the Zeraora, getting rid of their Focus Sash, not their Mat, because they were KO'd. In comes the Corviknight. This is an interesting one because we could have Thunderbolt for all they know. We don't have Thunderbolt in this instance, but, we could have. They're more than likely going to go for a Defog here, so I'm going to go into my Charizard. I'm going to use the opportunity to go for a Roost against this Corviknight. As they actually go for an Iron Defense, which is interesting. Now, there is no Terrestrialization in National decks, so we don't have to worry about it Terrestrializing. I can just take it out with a Weather Ball right here. But I'm going to go for a Roost first, just to see if I can. If they stayed in here... No, they didn't stay in. That's good. Their Charizard does take the Stealth Rock damage, though, and it looks like they have an even number of HP, so they took 50%. And while the weather's so strong, let's go for a Weather Ball. We win the speed tie. And they go for an Overheat, which doesn't actually do the trick, which is great for us. So now what I can do is I can go for another Roost, get my Charizard Y's health back up. And they go for another Overheat, which isn't going to do barely any damage. And now all I need to do is go for a Weather Ball. They go for a Tailwind. Oh, okay. Tailwind support on Charizard Y is pretty interesting. So the sunlight does fade, making us a bit less stronger. And the downside to this is that Weather Ball no longer is a fire type because of the sun being gone. It's fine. We can sort it. Let's go into Celesteela. This one wants to Dragon Dance, no problem. Oh, it's the Zoroark. Even better. Even better. So we are specially defensive on the Celesteela, so I can definitely take a hit. I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam here. They actually go for a Willow, interestingly enough. But the Heavy Slam still does a lot of damage. It's nice and shiny as well, which is great. So, pretty confident I should go for a Leech Seed here. They actually go for a Flamethrower. I thought they might switch out, because that was definitely KOing. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. What we'll do here is we'll just go for a Protect, just to try and preserve Celesteela a little bit. As there we go, Flamethrower does not get to take us out this turn. And the Leech Seed takes them out, which is great, whilst recovering our own health. I love Leech Seed. It's such a cool move. Alright, Dragonite comes on in. Let's go for a Leech Seed first, because they go for a Dragon Dance. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we get the Leech Seed every turn. We can definitely take another hit, so I'm pretty confident. Instead of letting them get another Dragon Dance off, I'm going to go for a Toxic. Dragon Dance comes through. Toxic comes through. Now they're on a timer. And that means they can't sweep the rest of my team, hopefully. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a Protect, because they probably attack now. They did attack with Dragon Claw. It must be their only option, really. As, there we go. So the Sunlight, all that stuff, it's going to die the next turn. We know that for a fact. So if I just sack off Iron Valiant here. Dragon Claw. Oh, they went for Dragon Claw anyway, so it's fine. And then Toxic. Yeah, cool. So that was a good switch. I didn't mean to, but it's a good switch. Corviknight comes in. He gets some Stealth Rock Chip, of course. I may as well just unleash my Z. It's not my most powerful move in the world, but I may as well just go for it for the wow factor. Yeah, it didn't do much damage, but still. Iron Head, that takes us out, no problems. And of course, with Corviknight being the last Pokemon standing, we can go into our Charizard over here. And we just Weather Ball. And that is going to be the game. So GG Zekotech. Okay, so this opponent has brought a Quackable, which is always a sleeper threat. If once he gets going, it's hard to stop. Smeagol's interesting. Hydrapple's obviously a threat. With Grimmsnarl probably for support with screens. Cinderace might be there to court change, because other than the Quackable, they don't have a hazard remover. Unless Smeagol has a Rapid Spin, which I don't think he will. And the Goldingo is always a problem. So, right, what we could do here is, because they more than likely lead with either the Smeagol or the Grimmsnarl, they could also use Cinderace. I think I'll just, because they haven't got a ground type, so I think I'll just leave with Zeraora. They do lead with Smeagol, which is fine. Now, Sleep is not banned in National Dex, which, you know, I understand. So what we'll do is, we'll go for a Volt Switch here, because they could well Spore us. And that's the last thing we want. So what Pokemon don't I mind being Spored? They might not Spore us, that's the thing. I think I'll go Omastar. Let's see if I can get my Rock Sword, that'd be cool. Sticky Webs, oh, I know their game. I know their game. I am going to Stealth Rock here, because they go for Spore, damn it. Okay, that's fine. So now, if I go for Stealth Rock again, I'll try and wake up. Will they go Quackable? Absolutely fine by me. I'm just going to go for a Scald on this thing. They go for a CC, which is going to take us down to a Sash, but it does activate our Weak Armor. And I really like Weak Armor on Omastar, because it just kind of gives it that edge. It outspeeds all the fast threats, you know. We do unfortunately stay asleep, but it's fine. Let's go for another Scald. We wake up this time, which is great. No damage, but... Ah, no burn either. Right, so they're going to get a Moxie boost now as well as a Speed boost. We are on very thin ice right now. So I think my best bet is going to be either Charizard Y. I think Charizard Y, because if we can get the Sun up here, which we will get the Sun up, we can just Solar Beam this thing in the face. They switch out. Okay, awesome. Even better for us. They didn't want to risk the Aqua Step not KOing because of the Sunlight, which is fair enough. Down goes the Smeagol though. That's great. So now they bring in Grimmsnarl. I am just going to go for a Weather Ball. They do go for a Light Screen. Let's see how much damage it... Oh, it's a crit. Oh, wow. Charizard, why? You need to calm down. Let's go for a Weather Ball again. See what we can do here. They go for a Reflect, obviously. That's fine. Grimmsnarl's gone now. The rest of the team looks like it can be handled by Charizard Y if we, you know, once the screens have gone. Hydrapole doesn't really want to sell over the Nasty Plot, so I'm pretty confident in going into Celesteela right now. It's a special defensive Steel Flying type, so it's going to do, you know, no damage to us with both its stabs. So, and now I'll go for a Toxic. They do go into Goldingo. That's a good play. So, Toxic doesn't work on Goldingo because it's a Steel type, but it wouldn't anyway because it's good as Gold ability. Leech Seed doesn't work. I would Protect, but they might Nasty Plot. I don't really have the best switching in the world to this. I'm going to Protect, see if they try and trick us. They went for a Shadow Ball, which isn't going to work, which is fine. As long as I can stall out the Light Screen here, I think that's all I really need Celesteela to do. Because we can take any hit from this thing, no problem. We get a crit Heavy Slam, which is golden. Well, funnily enough. And let's just wait till the reflect and light screen wear off. So Heavy Slam comes through on the Cinderace. Now I know I can live any hit from this thing. I can live a Power Ball as long as it's not banded. So I think what I'll do is I'll go for a Leech Seed. They go for a Power Ball. No, it still takes that. Okay. I was overestimating the natural bulk. So they only have Reflect up. So we can bring Charizard in now. Just fine. And they kind of have to go for a U-turn here. So if, and the Libera, right? So if they go for a Sucker Punch to turn into a Dark Pike, so Weather Ball is my best option. They go for a Pyro Ball, which is interesting. So that's going to do a lot of damage to us. I'm going to have to switch out. I'm going to go into MacLeod. They go for a Sucker Punch this time, which would have definitely hurt us. They're not even banded. That just did a lot of damage because of the sun. Go for an Earth Power. They do go for a U-turn, which is going to turn them into a Bug Pipe. Not that it matters. But they are on Rocky Helmet chip, so that's fine. Earth Power's going to come through and do a lot of damage to the Goldengo. And now, I think, to be honest with you, I think we just stay in and let this Claydol go down. Yeah. Claydol goes down, which is unfortunate, but let's see what happens here. So I'm thinking Zeraora. We are banded, though, which is a good point. I don't think they need Goldengo to take on the rest of my team at the health that it's at, so I think they just let it go down here. They actually go into Hydrapple, which is fine. There's no damage. But this could still be really useful for us. So I'm going to go into Iron Valiant now. We do get caught in the Sticky Web, but we do definitely outspeed them still. And all we have to do is just go for a Twinkle Tackle here. And we take out the Hydrapple in one hit. Yep, there we go. Awesome. So Hydrapple's down. And in comes Goldengo. Now Goldengo, it might be Scarfed here. If it is Scarfed, the play is to go for a knockoff. They are Scarfed, which is good to go. That's fine. Iron Valiant goes down. It's whatever. They've lowered their special attack now, so that means Zeraora can freely come in, not take too much damage, and we can just go for a Volt Switch if we want to, or we can go for a Plasma Fist. And I'm leaning towards the Plasma Fist. I'm leaning towards a Volt Switch as well. I'm not sure which one I want to do, but maybe we should have Rapid Spin those Sticky Webs away. No, because Goldengo was a thing, obviously. They go for Make It Rain. We should live this no problem. Yep, there we go. And we go for a Plasma Fist, which now we're locked into Plasma Fist, but it's fine. As long as we can live a hit from that Cinderace, which we probably don't. Let's go for a Plasma Fist again. Yeah, we don't live that, unfortunately. And that means we do lose this game. So Charizard coming in now. Go for a Weather Ball. They go for a Sucker Punch, which is going to KO us. I guess I could have predicted the Sucker Punch, but I really thought they would just go for a Pyro Ball, considering how much damage it did earlier. But it's whatever. We take an L. We take an L. Sometimes you do. Okay, this is a pretty cool looking team. They got an Araquanid, which is always a threat in its own regard. Gyarados, probably Dragon Dance set, maybe Mega Gyarados. Mega Gardevoir as well could be a thing. The Skeledirge, gotta watch out for that. And Swoobat. I think Charizard Y could definitely put some work in. If we let that Gyarados set up, we're gonna have to kind of wiggle around it a bit. But I think we should be alright. So I'm gonna get my Stealth Rush up straight away because they do not have a Hazard Clear unless Swoobat gets Defog and I didn't know about it. But I'm gonna go with the Omastar lead. I think it's a nice lead. Gardevoir lead is fine. I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks. We should be not outspeeding here, but it's fine. They go for an Aura Sphere, which takes us down to 20% as we go for a Stealth Rock. So no weak armor. I don't really have a switch in. Oh no, I do. I have Celestina. It's fine. Celestina can come in and heavy slam this thing into oblivion. Aura Sphere? No, that's not doing anything. So if we assume they're going to switch out, I'm going to go for a Toxic here instead. They may go for a Mystical Fire here to test out how much damage it looks going to do, but it won't do much damage to us at all. So Toxic is definitely my best bet here because they definitely either switch out or the Mystical Fire. Alright, they go into their Araquanid, who is going to get Toxic. No, never mind, we missed. Never mind, we missed. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's go for a Toxic anyway. Yeah, we outspeed them anyway. They go for that Sticky Web, that's fine. They do not... Oh, they do have a Skeledirge. We want to try and Toxic that Skeledirge at some point, and this would be the prime. Celesteela is one of the Pokemon that Skeledirge would probably target, so fine. Let's go into Omastar real quick. No, actually, no, let's go Omastar. Let's go into... Because they probably go for a Liquidation, right? So we have to be careful. I think we go for a Leech Seed here. Just get some more damage off every turn. They go for a Reflect, even though that thing got Reflect. Oh, well, fine by me. I'm going to go for a Heavy Slam. They do go Skeledirge, which is great. We can get a Toxic off on this thing. There we go. And what we can do now is, like I said, I'm going to go for a Toxic. We should live a Torch Song, no problem, because we are Spadef. Oh, they Will-O-Wisp us. It wouldn't have been too bad if they had actually hit that, to be fair. But we got the Toxic off on them, which is great. I'm now going to go for a Leech Seed. They go for a Torch Song. About a third of our HP. But they do get that attack, special attack boost, so they're probably going to KO us. No, they won't actually because of the Leech Seed. It's fine. Let's go for a Protect here. No reason not to. They give another torch song. It's fine. I just want to get this Skeledirge out of the way. It's one of the things that's like really holding Charizard back. But looking at their team, Charizard, get a free switching it over here. We're golden. So I'm going to go over start. I'm going to sack it off now. It's fine. I don't mind it sacking off. They go for a slack off. Interesting. So they have got that Toxic and Leech Seed. So that's going to factor in a lot here. So let's go for a Scald. I'm not outspeeding, I don't think, but it's always worth a try. All right, Gyarados is going to switch in here, which is interesting. As I went for a Scald, if we can get a burn here, that'd be nice. No burn. We Scald again. They do go for a Taunt. That's fine. I'm not bothered. They're probably expecting a Shell Smash or something here, but we do get the burn on the Gyarados, which is clutch. Very clutch indeed. And now I'm going to go for a knockoff, just in case they're not Mega. I don't want them to hold an item. And they did have a Focus Sash. Interesting. So they go down to the burn, which is great. And now they've still got 5 Pokemon left, so I have got to be careful. Definitely got to be careful. This thing might want to Calm Mind, so I'm going to knock off. They do Calm Mind. Nice and shiny as well. Knockoff does a butt ton of damage, getting rid of the Life Orb as well, but they have got that simple ability. So if you notice they're at +2 special attack after 1 Calm Mind, that's what it does. So they probably go for a Roost here if I had to guess. So I'm going to go for an Ice Beam just to see. Giga Drain, didn't know we got that, but that's good to know. So you are pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure Zero Aura scares you out here. You haven't got a switch in other than Tangrove, so I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. They actually outspeed us in... Oh, yeah, Sticky Webs. Forgot about Sticky Webs. Anyway, Volt Switch KOs, which is fine. Now I can bring Charizard in pretty safely, and I should be able to take on the rest of that team with Charizard. Looking at it, Araquanid definitely doesn't want to take an Air Slash. Gardevoir probably doesn't want to take a Weather Ball. And we don't know what set it is, but I'm going to go for the Weather Ball anyway. Just to see. They actually are Mega, which is cool. Nice and shiny. They take the hit and they go for a Side Shock, which definitely devastates us a bit here. But we do take it regardless. So we go for another Weather Ball. We do outspeed, obviously, because it's a Mega Gardevoir. Actually, no, it's Speed Tie. Huh. We won it twice. Interesting. Araquanid comes in. Also very interesting. Let's go for an Air Slash. Just in case they... I don't know. I don't know what they could have done there, really. Alright, Skeledirge comes in. Takes that Rocks damage. We go for an Air Weather Ball. It will KO, obviously, because it's in the sun. 100 base power from a Charizard Y. And last but not least, we have got the Tangrowth in the back. And it looks like they're running down the clock, unfortunately. Yep, that's it. They ran down the clock. They just couldn't bear to see the Tangrowth go down. I understand. I feel it. I feel it. GG, I guess. Okay, my opponent's brought a pretty cool team with a Melmetal, Big Threat. Talandros is there with a Great Tusk, also Great Mons. Very powerful looking team, I've got to say. So I'm looking at this squad and I'm thinking Omastar could actually put some work in, but Charizard, we definitely want to try and get to melt that Melmetal and kind of go from there. So I think what I might do is I might lead with Celesteela or the Iron Valiant. I think Iron Valiant's a great one, actually. I'm going to go with Iron Valiant. So we lead Iron Valiant. They lead off with Landorus. They get the Intimidate off, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. More than likely going to see a U-turn here, so I'm going to go for a Claydol switch to get some Rocky Helmet chip. Or they go for a Rapid Spin, in which case we can... they go for Stealth Rock, then we can Rapid Spin. They actually withdraw straight up, so they didn't want to get hit by an attack, but they go into Slowking, which is great for us. So what we can do here is we can go for a Future Sight, just to get it off, and then they go for a Chilly Reception, which is fine by me. It's now snowing on the battlefield, which is awesome. So, let's see what they go into. Samurott comes in. That's a good one. We do obviously have a switch in here, being our Iron Valiant. I might just go into it and like go for my Z move straight away. Yeah, let's go for that. I think they go for a Ceaseless Edge for sure. They do. We shouldn't do much damage to us being quad resisted. And now we can just go for a Spirit Break, or we can go for a Close Combat, or we can go for our Z move. I'm leaning towards going for a Soul Dance. I think I'll go for a Soul Dance. There's no way they stay in here. They do go out into Slowking, which is fine. We get a Soul Dance off. We're looking pretty powerful right now. We can definitely put some pain on this Slowking as we go for a knockoff now. That's going to KO. There we go. So Slowking goes down. One less Pokemon to deal with. It's definitely a Pokemon that would have been a bit of a pain for Charizard Y. But looking at their squad, Charizard Y actually goes through the team pretty well. We just need to get the Samurott potentially weakened if it's Focus Sashed, and the Valiant to be weakened as well. Melmetal comes in. Interesting choice, because we are a fighting type at +2. However, I don't think it's a bad switch either. I'm not confident Close Combat will take it out, and I don't want to lose Valiant, because Valiant's going to be useful this game for that Samurott. So I'm going to hard switch into Charizard. They go for a Z move, which is going to be Corkscrew Smash, which takes away pretty much all our health, which is unfortunate. I'm going to Terra and go for a Roost here. Yeah, I'm going to Terra and go for a Roost. They do go into Landorus, which is fine. Now, the fact that they brought Landorus in here tells me they might be Choice Scarf, so I have to be really careful what I do. So I think the best thing for me to do here is to go into Claydol. So that's what I'm going to do. And they do go for a Stealth Rock, so they are not Scarf, which is great to know. They don't have a Ghost type, so I'm going to Rapid Spin away these Stealth Rocks real quick. They go for a U-turn, get some Rocky Helmet chip. That's fine by me. Let's see what they're going to. Probably Samurai if I had to guess. Valiant comes in. Interesting choice. So obviously we Rapid Spin away those Stealth Rocks and Spikes. And now we can go for another Future Sight here. They go for a Moonblast, which takes us down to 3%, unfortunately. But Future Sight comes through, which is great. So now we do have a switch in. If it's Moonblast, it means it's probably special or mixed. So let's go into Celesteela. As they go for a Moonblast, which does nothing. That's great. Now all I need to do is go for a Heavy Slam, or I can go for a Leech Seed. I think I'll go for a Leech Seed because they're more than likely going to switch out. Unless they try and go for a T-Ball, which they don't. Samurott comes in. We seed that Samurott. We get the Future Sight, which doesn't work, unfortunately, because of the Dark typing. And then we get the Leech Seed back, which is great. So now, what I'm thinking is, we could go Claydol, potentially, and just sack it off, because we're not going to be able to Rapid Spin on anything. I'd rather get a free switch in and get some Rocky Helmet chip, to be honest with you. So, Claydol comes in. They get one layer of spikes up. That's fine. Do I go Charizard now? I could go Charizard. I think I'll go Charizard. We outspeed pretty much everything on the team near enough. And I can just go for a Solar Beam here, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I don't think they're going to be Scarfed, but they could be. They actually switch out into Melmel. A very interesting choice. Let's see how much this Solar Beam does. 25%. That's not too bad. They're not leftovers. Go for a Weather Ball. Oh, no, they had a Z move. Never mind. So Weather Ball comes from the Samurott switch. They live on a 1%. And the fact that they brought it back in tells me it's probably Choice Scarfed. So if they're going for a Razor Shell here, we should definitely go into something like the Omastar. I think the Omastar is a great switch, actually. We can live a hit, no problem. Sucker Punch. Oh, okay. Yeah, very interesting. So if we assume they're probably going to go into Melmetal, we should go for a Scald, right? Oh, no, let's get Stealth Rocks up. They go for a Ceaseless Edge. That's fine. Gonna get a layer of Spikes up, but it does activate our weak armor, so we outspeed them the next turn up, which is great. Let's go for a knockoff just to finish off, just in case it switch, but no, they go for a Sucker Punch, which is fine. All right, cool. So let's go into... I'm gonna go into my Iron Valiant here. Iron Valiant seems like a good switch. We can just go for a knockoff to KO just in case they switch out, but I think they just stay in... Oh, no, they don't. They actually switched. Okay, so Landorus comes in. They get the Intimidate off. We go for that knockoff. Get rid of that Rocky Helmet. And I still have my Z move, so I'm going to Twinkle Tackle this thing. I know we're at -1 attack, but it's definitely going to hurt them. There we go, Z move coming through. Twinkle Tackle time. And the Landorus lives on 10%, that's fine. Alright, Stealth Rocks are up, so Charizard's in a bit of a pickle now. I should have probably switched Charizard in there. I think once we get Charizard in, because the Stealth Rocks are up, that Samurott can't switch in. I'm going to go for another Spirit Break just to KO this thing. There we go. And now they're bringing Great Tusk, so we don't have a Spin Blocker. Gonna have to go for a Spirit Break here just to get the damage off. And there we go, Special Attack comes through. They go for a Rapid Spin, that's fine. It's gonna boost their speed, unfortunately, but we should be alright. Let's go for a Spirit Break once again, just in case. But they do go for a Headlong Rush, which takes us out, unfortunately. So now I'm thinking we are in a bit of a bind. Celesteela can probably handle this a little bit, but it's a tough one. So let's go for a Toxic. See if we can. They go for a knockoff, which gets rid of our leftovers. Toxic comes through though, which is fine. Gonna whittle away at the Great Tusk. We'll now go for a Protect. They actually switch out into Melmetal, which is a very interesting choice. So we're gonna go for a Leech Seed real quick. Double Iron Bash, that's fine. We eat those. Did a lot of actually did a lot of damage, but it should be right. Let's go for a Protect. Do a little bit of Celesteela stall. Why not? And now I'm thinking about it. I feel like I want to go for a Heavy Slam. I think we can 1v1 with Melmetal, no problem. There's the Leech Seed. We just want to weaken it enough so they can bring Charizard in. So I'm gonna go for the Heavy Slam. They actually go Iron Valiant, expecting a Protect more than likely. But nah, I'm not really feeling it. So Celesteela is basically just here to kind of deal with things. I'm hoping we see a Samurott switch here. Alright, Melmetal comes back in. We're going to Leech Seed it once more. They go for that Double Iron Badge, which is going to take us out, which is fine. And we're going to bring Charizard Y back in. Now, the reason I'm bringing Charizard Y in is simply so that I can go for a Roost here. Actually, no, they might have Thunder Punch. No, we go for a Roost. They might switch out. We Roost. They go for the double Iron Bash. So we can't roost here. We do get some health back though. Actually, let's try and get as much health back as we possibly can. There's double Iron Bash again. There we go. We roost a bit more health back. Let's go for one more roost. Let the Leech Seed take it out so that we can get as much health back as possible. There we go. And then the Melmetal goes down. We're leaving us with 29%. So let's see if Samrock can actually KO us with Sucker Punch here. Probably can. The question is though, the Great Tusk is... I think we win this with Zeraora. Yeah, Sucker Punch comes through. That's fine. Zeraora comes through. All we need to do is go for Play Rough. So that's what I'm going to go for. And as long as we don't miss, we should be all right. There's a Sucker Punch. Takes down to 24. Play Rough takes out the Samrock, which is great. The Great Tusk is going to come in now. It is weakened severely. Let's see if Play Rough KOs. It does. And we win the game with Zeraora. So that was a decent game. I enjoyed that one. That was good.